What's going on, everybody? It's Alex from Everything for iPod. Today I have a review of the Otterbox Armor Series case for the iPhone 5. I'm going to show you around the case and also do a torture test, see what this case can actually handle. If you are here just for the torture test, cut to the 4-minute and 35-second mark of this video. Otterbox has been well known for making really protective cases, especially with their Defender series. However, this is stepping it up and adding some new features. The case is mainly made of reinforced plastic as well as silicone and some metal. The case is made of two pieces, which makes it very easy to put on and take off of your phone. All you have to do is take these two metal latches and unbuckle them, and then the back door of the case will hinge off and you will be presented with the inside of the case. Here's where you can see all of the protection elements of the case. On the inside of the front, you can see these ribs which go all the way around. Those will help disperse the shock throughout the case and move it away from your phone. You also have these giant silicone corners on all four corners, which will help with shock if it lands on the corner. And on the back piece, you have this silicone insert, which will help absorb shock, as well as an O-ring seal to keep water out. There is a built-in screen protector on the case, so make sure your iPhone screen is nice and clean when you put it in. Go ahead and line the port side up first, then press the top in, and then you can take the back door and hinge that on, and then take the two metal buckles and fold them over the back of your phone and then clip them down. This really is a nice, secure fit. You don't feel like your phone's going anywhere, and the back door is not going to come off unless you really want it to. As far as cutouts go, on the top we have our cutout for our sensors, front-facing camera, as well as earpiece. All of those work perfectly. They keep water out. I've had no problems there. However, some of the cutouts may have some dirt in it over time, so you may occasionally want to clean that out with a Q-tip. Your home button is covered on the bottom. It is a little bit squishy. You don't really feel a click, which I personally do not like. It does do the job, however, it could be a little bit better. On the top, you have your sleep wake button. Very nice, very easy to use. And on the side, you have your volume buttons. Same story, very easy to press, as well as your mute switch, which is reversed, so up means down and down means up. On the back, you have your camera cutout, which I've had no problems with, no flashback issues, and you also have a little slot for your microphone on the back to let audio pass through, but no water will get through there. On the bottom, you'll find the rest of your cutouts and openings. On the left is your headphone jack as well as mic. Your microphone is covered, but will allow sound to pass through, but no water when it is closed. However, when you open it, you break that waterproof seal, and you get your headphone jack. It is pretty deep, but nice and wide open, so most straight jacks will fit. However, L-shaped jacks you might have a problem with. Same story with your lightning connector. You have an O-ring seal for that to keep water out, as well as another one of those membranes to allow sound to pass through your speaker, but doesn't let water through. The connector for the lightning jack is very narrow. I was able to get Apple's lightning connector in there without a problem. However, if you have third-party connectors, or even the Apple lightning to 30-pin adapter, those will not fit, so you want to be careful with what cables you're using. The attached headphone cover on the bottom of the case can be a positive or negative for you, depending on how you're going to use the case. For me, it's a positive. I don't have to worry about losing a little screw like I do on the LifeProof case. My headphone connector is always there. I never have to remember to bring it with me, and I don't need a headphone adapter to plug my headphones in. However, if you're planning on going swimming and listening to music at the same time, you won't be able to. With the LifeProof, you can still keep a waterproof seal while using headphones because of that included adapter. However, with this, if you want to connect headphones, you will not be able to use the phone in the water. The built-in screen protector was pretty responsive. It feels exactly like the one used in the Otterbox Defender. There is a slight air bubble in between the screen and the screen protector. However, over time that might go away a little bit. It does attract some fingerprints, not too many, and you can't see them when the screen is actually on. Overall, not a bad screen protector. I have seen worse. Inside the packaging, you also get a lanyard, which is a nice little touch in case you want to attach your phone to your wrist. Here's a side-by-side comparison between the iPhone 5 and the Otterbox Armor series. As you can see, it adds a ton of thickness to the phone, and it also adds a lot of weight. So if you're looking for a minimalist case, this is definitely not the right option. However, although it does add a lot of weight, I was still able to put it in my phone and not really notice that much of a difference. Personally, I like it, but whether or not it's right for you is your decision. I've already done my torture test of the Otterbox Defender series. Now it's time to test out the Armor series and see what this case can actually withstand. I will be doing 3 series of tests: a water test, a drop test, and a crush test. Test number 1 with the Armor series case is the water test. So we're going to be putting this in the washing machine. So everything is sealed nice and tight. Make sure that the bottom is nice and closed up. I'm going to start the camera so we get 2 views. You're going to get the view you're on right now, as well as a video view through my iPhone. So I'm going to put the video mode on and put the flash on so we can see what's going on inside. If you've never seen what's inside of a washing machine, you're about to find out. Put it face up so you can really see what's going on. Put it on a medium load. Start it up. Alright, let's take a look. Here it is. Seems to be still working. However, the video mode actually shut off, I guess, from the water. So let's go ahead and put it back in. As you can see, it looks to be working just fine. Still actually recording, it did shut off that one time. No water has gotten in though. Now my phone's soaking wet, so let's try out the dryer. I'm just gonna place it in here, same idea. Shut the door. That sounded kind of horrible, but we're still going. So let's try this now. I'm gonna do the same thing. See if can you guys see inside of there? Should be able to. Just hit start. Still going. That's pretty sick. So the water test is complete. Now we're doing the drop test. When I did my Defender drop test, I did a number of pocket tests from the ear test, but I'm really confident in this case. We're going to step it right up to that same window where I dropped out the Defender. I'm just going to go up there, chuck it out, and see how it holds up. So let's go. Okay, so I'm up in the window, same exact window from the Defender test. I have the camera rolling on my phone, and I'm just going to throw it out the sides, so let's go. So let's go down and see how that held up. Okay, that's actually not what I was expecting. Let's see what happened here. Looks like the teeth actually came undone. And it definitely did get a little bit scuffed up, which I was expecting. The headphone jack came undone, but the phone is not damaged. So it did its job protecting the phone. However, it did come apart. It didn't look like it broke the case at all, but it definitely did separate the back. So I'm going to need to reattach the back, and so it's kind of a fail, kind of not, but as you can see, this did open up. Okay, so just to kind of clarify what happened real fast, as you can see, my phone is in perfect condition. There's not a single scratch on there. However, as you can see, I'm just going to put this phone in my pocket real fast. The case is not broken in any way. Just the teeth kind of came undone, and this little O-ring seal came out a little bit. However, that's all able to be pushed back in. Those little white dots you saw were actually just fog from the water that got underneath the screen. So some water did get underneath, and that's actually water that got underneath from just opening the case. So no damage to the case, just a little bit of scuffing, which I would expect. However, the case is still in perfect condition as far as use goes, and it's still able to be used. So like I said, the first time I threw this out the window, the back came off a little bit. So I'm going to test it one more time just to make sure, see if that happens every time or see if it's once in a while. So I'm going to try the drop test from the window one more time. Okay, once again, we're up in the window. I'm going to do this real fast, throw it out, see how it does. Let's go check it out. More scuffing on the back. Again, this port cover came undone. The back opens up every time. I hate to say it, but this is kind of not what I was expecting from this case. Let's open it up real fast, actually, and see if the phone has any damage. The screen is not cracked. See if there's any scuffing now on the phone. Okay, so there's oh no, that's just a piece from the case. Phone's in perfect condition. Of course there's water on it because it's raining outside right now, but and I just took it out. Phone's in perfect condition, so I guess the case kind of did its job, but I'm a little bit disappointed, I have to say. I was expecting the case to stay together. So let's go on to the next test. Okay, so the drop test might not have been a huge success, but we still have one more test to do. That is the crush test. So right here is my family's car. I'm going to put this right under the tire, run it over, and see how it holds up. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is put the camera on. So I'm going to start a video recording here. Put it there, and now I'm going to go in the car and see how this works. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous for this test, I have to say, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, let's go see. Ran over it with both the front and the back tire. So that test, it did survive. We have mud on the back from the tire. You can see kind of the tread marks there, but held up just fine. And yeah, it looks perfect. After the test, I can really see what the case is meant for. The water test, it survived perfectly, and it survived the crush test perfectly. However, the drop test was a different story. Now, I understand that my drop test was a little bit extreme, and not everybody needs to be able to drop their phone from that height. Otterbox says it can survive a 10-foot fall, and my drop test was definitely more than 10 feet. There are a few scuffs on my case from the drop test, however, the case is still usable. It doesn't affect the performance of the case after it falls like that. Now, I do think the case could be made better if instead of using teeth on one side, they added 2 more metal buckles. I think that would make the case a lot more secure, and then it would survive the drops. I also think that if they added some more silicone to the outside of the case on the back, you will be able to avoid some of the scuffs that I encountered when dropping my phone. Despite the case coming apart when I dropped it, I still do think it is better than a LifeProof, and I will explain why in a future video where I compare side by side this case and a LifeProof. However, if you don't need the waterproof protection and you just want standard drop protection, I would go with the Otterbox Defender. I already tested that from the same height that I tested this, and it actually held up better. So while it's not waterproof, I do think it can take better drops than the Armor case, and it's also $50 cheaper, coming in at $50 instead of $100 where the Armor case comes in at. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend if you enjoyed it. Also, if you're looking for something else to watch, check out my channel for a bunch of different reviews, as well as go ahead and check out my comparison of the Otterbox Defender and Griffin Survivor for the iPhone 5. Thanks, and I'll catch you in my next video.